Another smoky morning. At least you can see the mountains today. Highway noise is kind of loud today. Good morning, folks. So it's only about 7 o'clock, 7:30 maybe, and it feels good out here. But the sun's got some heat in it. It's going to be a scorcher again today. Today is the second day of that, what are they calling it? It's a tie-down cattle roping clinic, I think. But anyway, I got to go down and water and plow and get things ready for that. And then I'm going to come back up here, I believe, and try to put my truck back together. I got to have that back, by golly. And between the truck and the well, I am so far behind now on the fairgrounds that I don't know if I'm going to get caught up. I got to, but the fair starts on August 22nd. And that's coming fast. And, that's the official fair. There's always horse shows and things like that a few days before that. So I am very quickly running out of time. I got to get this done. Lots of weeds to chop. I got to fix some fence that's trying to fall down. And I got to put plow teeth on that other arena plow, the fancy one they bought, Black Widow they call it. And, man, I don't know what all. There's a lot to do. That big water truck needs its oil changed really bad. I need to get together with the county road crew people and get them to show me what filters for sure need changed. There's a bunch of filters on it. Some of them, I think, are things like filters for the air brakes and filters for fuel and that kind of stuff that I may or may not have to change. I don't know enough about that truck. But anyway, I'll get this done and get back to work on this truck. Try to get this out of the way. I need my truck back. No two ways about it. I gotta have it. I got all my tools in there, and even for the fair, I mean, there's always problems. There's always something gonna break. Got to be able to fix, and I can't do it if all my tools are up here. Anyway, that's the plan. Those are white-tailed deer. Kind of funny, you don't really see them very much here. There's getting to be a lot more of them anymore, though. Back under the truck like a troll. Okay, so that bearing seal that I need to replace is back in there. So this is the plate the four-wheel drive shifter is in. This little sliding thing, when the other axle's in, it's basically there's splines on both ends. Probably too dark to see in there. But to lock it in the four-wheel drive, this slides halfway over the spline it's on now, and the spline on the axle I need to put back in. And that's what makes it connect into one solid piece. Otherwise, this side just, well, both sides probably do spin, but they're not connected to each other. So anyway, that seal I gotta replace is back in there, and it's a long ways back in there. So I'm going to try to see if I can see it and make certain which direction it goes in from. I mean, you could have it backwards and then it was going to leak for sure. And I'm going to try with that 2x2 there to knock it inside of here. And then I made a handy dandy tool that it probably won't work, but to try to put it back in with. Uh-oh. Well, might not be coming out. Might have to get something else. Crawl under and take a look. Well, that didn't work. Try a chunk of pipe. Well, that did the trick. So, somebody was telling me in the comments there that their seal was leaking too because the U-joint was bad enough that it was wobbling around and not getting a good seal on it. Once they changed the U-joint, it quit leaking, and that might be the case with this too, but in case it's not, change it now. They're only like $10. Well, anyway, getting it back in here might be a little bit of a trick. So this is the old seal. That's the new one. Looks like the right part. What I came up with here is a piece of all thread and this cobbled up mess. What this is, take this off here quick. What this is, the white thing is a plumbing part that I think it's like a temporary end piece for working on pipes and whatnot. It's fairly thick plastic, but it's pretty thin too. I mean, compared with most pipe stuff, but it's pretty stiff. I drilled a hole in the end of it to go over the all thread. So what my plan is to run the all thread through this opening here, and then this piece will fit right like that, so it won't damage this inner piece of the seal. It'll push against the metal part instead. And then that hopefully will stiffen it up enough to give it a little bit of strength. I don't know with that collar in the way if this is going to fit. This tip here has got to be covered up. And a washer, and I just dropped it, but a nut on top of there. Hopefully I can tighten it all down with the all thread. Drill a hole in that piece of 2x2, and I'll lay it sideways across here for the all thread to be centered into. Anyway, that's the plan. Hopefully it'll fit. Okay, so I ended up having to cut that little nipple thing off. That big nut wouldn't fit in there, but this might end up easier than I thought, hopefully. That all thread pushes against the shaft over here, so everything should be centered, I think, unless it spins, and it looks like it might. I should be able, yeah, that's spinning. I'm going to need to clamp it on the other end. I should be able to tighten that up and force that seal in there, I hope. As long as that plastic piece is strong enough, I kind of think it should be. Okay, let's try that. Well, it feels like it's going. I greased that seal up, so it should slide fairly easy. I should put it in there squarely, I believe. Yeah, it's going. Not positive just how far it needs to go. It's feeling pretty tight there. They're not very thick this direction. Looks like it only went in that far to where that orange line starts. So I might be there. I'll go until it feels pretty tight, which probably about there. Yeah, that feels pretty snug. So got a burr right on the end though, that might be a problem. No, it's coming off. Okay. Well, that looks good to me. Okay, I think that's about as good as that's going to be. It looks pretty square to me. Turned out to be easier than I thought. I just propped the other end of the all thread up with the box that the bearing came in. Well, that went in a lot easier than I expected it to. And I just looked at my clock, and it is noon. Gave the people down there a call, and yep, they're ready for water. So, gotta go water and plow and work up the arena. And then I'll put this back together when I get back. So, see you folks tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.